Give me the next 20 or so minutes of your time and I will save you 10 plus years. That's right, 10 plus years of you trying to become athletic. And for those of y'all that don't know what athletic means, it means to be athletic and aesthetic. Because see, me personally, that's how long it took me. It took me 10 plus years of trial and error and trying to figure out how to become athletic and aesthetic. So in this video, I'm going to give y'all a clear 5-step roadmap in order for you to become athletic and aesthetic. And just keep in mind, this is exactly what I use to craft my physique, play D1 football, as well as build my business. So let's get it. So we're going to hop right into it, y'all. The first thing that you need to focus on when it comes to becoming athletic is your training. But not just any training, not just going to the gym, training a mild discomfort, being consistent, doing your daily push-ups. No, I'm talking about training with maximum intensity, doing more than you did last time, aka progressive overload. And the reason why we do it is because the only way that you grow is with progressive overload. Understand, when you go into the gym, you need to be doing more reps. You need to be doing more weight than you did last time. When you go out and you run, you don't just want to be doing little miles and whatnot. You need to be pushing yourself and doing better than you did last time. If you're running a mile, you need to be running faster miles than you did last time. If you're sprinting, you need to be running faster than you did last time, or you need to be going longer distances than you did last time. You need to constantly be increasing and doing more than what you did last time, or just applying more intensity than you did last time in order to actually progress when it comes to your training, because all training is the stimulus for growth. If there's nothing being stimulated, if you're just doing the same as you did last time, there's going to be no spark for growth and you're going to stay the exact same. So when it comes to athletic training, the main thing that you need to focus on is first off going to be lifting, but specifically lifting, doing heavy ass compounds and bodyweight movements, dips, push-ups, pull-ups, bench press, power clean, deadlifts, squats, all the big movements. Because why do we do this? These are the movements that are easiest to push the most weight in, and thus it'll be the easiest to progress. You'll be able to do more reps and more weight from week to week. The second thing you want to do is you want to be out here sprinting and jumping as high as you possibly fucking can. And the reason for that is simple. If you just go out and you do your steady state cardio, you do your little jogs and whatnot, that's not going to change you at all. Sure, you'll have endurance, but you're not going to become athletic. You're not going to become athletic and aesthetic. Because look around your neighborhood. We all see those people that are trying to jog every single day and they just look like they're in pain. They're staying the same. Nothing's changing. No, if you want to spark real change, you have to do the most intense movements, which are jumping as high as possible, doing plyometrics, explosive lunges, seated jumps, box jumps, depth drops, and you need to be sprinting. The reason why is that this is the stuff that activates the most HGH, human growth hormone, which is what steroid and all the bodybuilders be injecting into themselves. So it's going to make you grow the most, and it's going to give you the most adaptation because it's the most intense movement. Think about it. When you sprinting, everything gets involved. Hips, core, glutes, shoulders, legs, I'm talking everything. So literally, you need to be doing the most intense movements. When it comes to lifting, that's the heavy compounds and the body weight movements where you can progress and keep doing more reps and more weight. When it comes to athletic movements, that's sprinting and jumping, where you can continually keep jumping higher and continually keep getting faster and keep running longer distances and becoming athletic. So that's how we do that. And the main key here though is that each time you train, you want to go in fresh. You don't just want to train and be kind of tired from last time. If you're doing like a push-pull leg split and you're going to the gym 6 days a week, by the time you hit like the third or the fourth day of that split, you're going to be tired. You're just going to be freaking molasses going through the workout. You're going to barely be able to get any reps out. So you need to make sure that you're going fresh. The way we do this is by actually limiting the amount you work out. When it comes to lifting, you can only do 3 lifts a week when you're training athletically. When it comes to sprinting, you can only sprint 2 times a week, so that each time that you go and train, you're fresh, you're pushing to new heights, you're actually hitting new PRs, you're pushing new weight, you're running at faster speeds, and your body is actually adapting. Simple. So the second thing that we're going to do is we are going to focus on nutrition. And when it comes to nutrition, all you got to focus on is this: eat less. Don't eat less food, eat less often, and eat less types of food. That's right. I'm going to say that again for all the peanut-sized brain people out there that didn't quite catch that and are about to be in my comments saying that I'm promoting people to starve themselves. No, I said to eat less often, aka fast, and to eat less types of food, to eat less variety of foods, aka eat single ingredient foods. And the reason we do this is simple. It's like you got to look at your body almost like a conveyor belt from the industrial era. You got the whole conveyor belt line. You got this dude who's putting together this part. You got this dude who's putting on the top. You got this dude who's putting on the bottom. The thing is, when you're constantly shoveling different foods into your body, when you're constantly eating around the clock, there's gonna be issues with that conveyor belt. There's gonna be issues with the system. Something's gonna get clogged. Someone's gonna make a mistake. And what happens is then you start having health issues. You start having indigestion. You start gaining weight. all because you never gave your body the proper time or the ability to actually sift through everything that you were giving it. Essentially, to put it simply, when you eat less often, you give your body more time to process the foods that you eat. And when you eat less types of food, your body is better able to process those foods because it gets used to it, and it doesn't have to sort through hundreds of different foods, which is what happens when you eat a typical American diet, unfortunately. So how do you do this? It's real simple. You want to cut out the toxic 3 ingredients, which are going to be seed oils, refined carbs, as well as added sugar. This is stuff that's pretty much added to everything in a bag. So if you eat that, you're going to get fat, dumb, ugly, and inflamed. It's no bueno. Just cut that shit out. Instead, you would just want to replace it with single ingredient real food. And what I recommend that you do actually is to give your body a bit of a reset. You want to limit the amount of foods you eat to only 10 foods. That's right. Choose the top 10 best foods. Now, I'm not recommending that you go out here and put on Snickers and Hershey bars in that 10. No, put on 10 foods of single ingredient real foods. You know, for me personally, my top 10 is like avocados, it's like red meat, it's fish, it's rice, it's yams, it's blueberries, it's coconut oil, it's butter, it's honey, it's real food, to put it simply. So what you need to do right now is literally make a list of the top 10 foods that are your favorite and just only eat those foods for the next week, for the next 2 weeks, for the next month, and watch how your body changes. Watch how your body is better able to process all the foods you eat because it knows what's coming. It doesn't need to constantly guess and wonder if you're going to be eating Chick-fil-A or if you're going to be having McDonald's sauce. No, it just knows that it's going to be getting the same type of food every day, so it's better able to process it. The next thing you want to do is fast. And all fasting is eating less often, meaning you skip breakfast and you stop eating at sundown, aka a few hours before you go to bed. This way, your body has the time to properly process all the foods you eat. And it's also going to enter a mini state of ketosis. For those of y'all that don't know what ketosis is, it's when your body runs out of fat. That's right. Your body will literally burn the fat that's already on your body and use it as fuel to give you energy. That's crazy. That's science for you. That's amazing. So if you fast and just eat real food, limit your list to like 10 foods or less, your body will change. You will begin to become more athletic. And just keep in mind, everything I'm telling you is in my Athletic Body Program, which is a 90-day transformation to get y'all right for this summer. And it's currently on pre-sale. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. By the time I release this video, it might be off pre-sale. The price might have already doubled. The price might have already quadrupled. So go get it fast if you want to become athletic and reap all the rewards of having an athletic and aesthetic physique. Now, moving on though, we need to focus on the third step, which is recovery. So when it comes to being athletic, you got to understand, you're not going to change. You're not going to grow. Your body is not going to adapt to the new stimulus that you throw at it unless you properly recover. And why do we recover? Is because this is when we recharge. This is when we regrow. You know, you go in the gym and you break down your muscles. You know, you're not actually building any muscle in the gym. You're not actually building any muscle when you go out and sprint. You're not building any new adaptations. The only time that you adapt is when you go home and you properly rest. So all you need to do this is make sure you get your sleep. 8 to 9 hours of sleep per night. And the key here though is just that you go to bed at the same time every night, even on the weekends. You want to make sure that you get as consistent a sleep as possible. So that's right. Put the phone down. Stop calling that Dooney demon. Stop chasing booty all night. Stop watching anime. Stop playing the video games. Cut out all the distractions and just get your sleep. It'll raise the quality of your overall life as well. And then you won't have no excuse for why you're not growing, because you'll actually be growing. You'll actually be getting results. Yeah. Water break. The next thing you want to focus on when it comes to recovery is hitting the sauna. That's right, the sauna. Now, the reason why you want to hit the sauna is real simple. It's real simple. When you go to the sauna, you get a huge boost, about 500% in HGH and heat shock proteins. What does this mean? This means that you're going to look younger. You're going to feel younger. You're going to grow more muscle, and your body's going to have more. It's going to speed up recovery essentially. So what happens is the HGH, all that does is keep you young. It's also known as the youth hormone, so it's going to give you more muscle and keep you looking young. And then the heat shock proteins, those are going to speed up recovery. That's literally what they do. They speed up recovery. But the only way that you get all these gains, the only way you get these benefits is if you hit the sauna in this specific way, which I'm about to tell you. And all that way is that you go to the sauna once per week. You go for 4 rounds of 20 to 30 minutes. Now, I'm not going to lie. During this time, look, you probably going to want to get out the sauna. You probably going to feel like death. You probably going to feel like you dying. So make sure that when you go in the sauna, you bring some interesting stuff to do. Bring a book to read, have a show to watch or something. Or you can literally just meditate, you know, actually like disconnect and get in touch with the real world or something. Or you could literally talk to people in the sauna. I say all that because that's exactly what I do when I go to the sauna. Because I go to the sauna once per week. I go for about, I go for about 2 hours because each round is about 20 to 25 minutes. Then I'll take 5-minute breaks in between. and you just want to make sure that you don't get too bored and just end up leaving. So make sure you keep yourself entertained. You know, I know how it be. You know, when the dopamine circus is fried. I've been there. You know, we all been there. But I decided to say, take your recovery seriously. Make sure you get your sleep. Make sure you hit the sauna, because unless you recover, you're not gonna grow. Simple as that. Now, moving on to number 4 is gonna be about the lifestyle. Now, look, there's no point in getting athletic and aesthetic and having this great, freaking amazing looking physique if you're just going to stay inside all day. That really defeats the purpose. Look, do you really think that you were born just to stay inside, just to meal prep, just to make sure you hit your protein, just to go to the gym and lift weights, just to not enjoy life? No. If you are blessed enough to have an athletic physique, if you are blessed enough and you work hard enough and you get yourself an athletic and aesthetic physique, you owe it to the world to go out and show them what they can become. That's right. I'm recommending that you go outside and mog people. Simply put, you need to go outside in the sun. You need to go out in public, and you need to show the world your glorious gains. Because what that's going to do is it's actually going to create a positive loop. It's going to create a positive cycle. All the fat fucks are going to see you and be like, damn, maybe I need to get my life together. All the skinny niggas are going to see you and be like, damn, I need to start hitting the gym. Maybe I need to start eating more. When you have an athletic physique, when you are athletic and aesthetic, you inspire hope in people. You inspire pride in people. Your family will take a new sense of pride in you. Here's the thing, is that when you have an athletic physique, what happens is that you have more energy and you have more confidence to be yourself. That's right. By going out and sprinting every day, by going out and lifting, eating healthy, getting your sleep, you're raising your baseline levels of energy. You know, if the normies, if the 99% is existing right here, you're vibrating right here. Your energy is through the roof. Because of that, when you walk around, you naturally have aura. People naturally see that you're a high energy being. And when you have the most energy, you have the most confidence, and you just have the most vitality. You have the most real. You have the most life energy. And because of that, when you become more aesthetic, you'll just have more confidence to be yourself. You will be fully confident in yourself because there's nothing that no one can take away from you. When you have a body that you know is strong, is capable, is athletic, and is aesthetic, no one can take that away from you. It doesn't matter what happens, whether there be war going on, whether it be famine going on, you know that you have your internal strength. So because of that, it just makes you understand that you have the ability to really do anything you want. I'm not recommending that you out here and harm people, but all I'm saying is just when you have an athletic physique, it just gives you a new sense of confidence. It gives you a new sense of security and stability inside yourself. And since you've built this physique, you now owe it to the world. It's your duty to go out and show people that they can achieve the same. It's your duty to go out and inspire people. It's your duty to go to the beach and be the only dude with abs there. It's your duty to go to the gym and mog everyone. It simply is your moral duty. So that's one more thing about when it comes to becoming athletic and aesthetic, is you need to make sure that you go out and show the world all of your glory. So that way they know that they need to get right themselves. And then the last thing we're going to focus on when it comes to building an athletic and aesthetic physique, when it comes to becoming athletic, is the mindset. You got to have a long-term mindset. You got to have a long-term approach to this. See, because a lot of people, they just want to get right for a season. You know, when a lot of people, they're going to get my program and they're just trying to get right for the summer. But that's where you go wrong. What you need to understand is that becoming athletic and aesthetic, just getting in shape, just going on a fitness journey as a whole, it's a lifetime journey. You're not just going to get fit. You're not just going to get athletic by the time that you hit 22 and then just say, okay, I'm good, and then stop working out and expect to keep those gains. No. Everything that you work for is going to go away. You need to keep working at it. You need to stay in the game, because understand, the only time that you lose is when you quit. So you need to understand is that this game of fitness, this game of becoming athletic and aesthetic, is never going to end. It's honestly, it's a treadmill. You know, it's a hamster wheel. Once you step on, you can't get off. But that's okay. The key is that you need to just start small and then gradually build. Start small with the workouts and whatnot. You know, go and work out for 30 minutes at a time, just a few times a week. Gradually build on that. Add more days. Make the workouts longer. Start doing harder movements. Start progressing in weight. Start running faster. Jumping higher. Dial in your nutrition. You need to understand that you're not just going to go from 0 to 100 overnight. If you went from 0 to 100 overnight, this would be useless. Having an athletic and aesthetic physique would literally mean nothing. Because like that dude from The Incredibles said, if everybody's super, then nobody is. And if everyone is athletic and aesthetic, then nobody is. It's useless if it's that easy to get it. So I say that to say you need to take pride in your journey, and you just need to take it slow. You need to understand that every single day is another step up the mountain. You need to understand that just because you're not where you want to be today does not mean you're not going to get there tomorrow. And literally just take it one day at a time. Stay present. Make sure that you're meditating. Make sure you're getting off your phone and just living in the moment and enjoying the journey. Because one day you are going to have an athletic and aesthetic physique. You are going to be athletic. And I know because I did it myself. And once I got there, I was like, dang, what was I stressing about the whole time? So I say all that to say, literally enjoy the journey and just stay consistent and stay vigilant and stay militant with your approach. Make sure that you stay disciplined, that you always show up every day and just put in the work. Do more than you did last time. Train with intention, move with intention, and understand the way you train is how you just gonna move through life. So when you're moving with intention, when you're moving with just like, you have a purpose behind what you do, the way that you move through life, the things you do, whether it be when it comes to a job, whether it be when it comes to a relationship with family or whatnot, or a girlfriend or something, you're going to have a purpose behind what you're doing. So that is how you become athletic and aesthetic without wasting a whole bunch of time, without wasting 10 plus years like your boy. And with all that being said, I appreciate you for watching this video. Don't forget to check out the last video I made about how you can get athletic and aesthetic, become athletic before GTA 6 comes out. And seriously, I do appreciate you for watching this video, and I'm out. Dooski.